All right, Second Baruch, chapter 67. And the black 11th waters which you have seen, this is the calamity which is now befalling Zion. Do you think that there is no anguish to the messengers in the presence of the Mighty One, that Zion was so delivered up, and that behold, the nations boast in their hearts and assemble before their idols and say, she is trodden down who oftentimes trod down, and she has been reduced to servitude who reduced other nations to servitude? Do you think that in these things the Most High rejoices, or that his name is glorified? But how will it serve toward his righteous judgment? Yet after these things, the dispersed among the nations will be taken hold of by tribulation, and in shame they will dwell in every place. Because so far as Zion is delivered up and Jerusalem laid waste, idols will prosper in the cities of the nations, and the vapor of the smoke of the incense of the righteousness which is by the law is extinguished in Zion. And in the region of Zion, in every place, behold, there is the smoke of impiety. But the king of Babylon will arise, who has now destroyed Zion, and he will boast over the people, and he will speak great things in his heart in the presence of the Most High. But he will also fall at last. These are the black waters.
I
I,
see that whole chapter as dual, right?
Mhm.
Right when it happened, when Jerusalem was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar, and then looking ahead to the Great Tribulation, of course, when the king of Babylon is pointing to the beast.
Yeah, and idols will prosper in the cities of the nations. They're everywhere.
Oh
They
yeah.
literally, you can't take two steps anywhere and not see an idol somewhere, whether it be in somebody's yard as a Halloween decoration or in somebody's garden as a gnome. I mean, I hate those gnomes. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Neil says church steeples, they're everywhere, the phallic
yes,
symbol,
yep,
obelates.
yep. Everywhere you look, they're everywhere. And he will lay it all with, he will lay it all waste.
I have a question. I have a metal lion behind me here with my menorah and everything, and I painted it to represent Messiah. Is that wrong, or should I get rid of that?
I don't think it's wrong.
Okay.
Shouldn't have any.
What do you,
I
I
don't
mean,
worship, I don't worship it.
no, of
It's a
course not.
representation. Yes.
When I look at lions, now I know lions have been used to represent Nebuchadnezzar and all this stuff, but when I see a
Mhm.
lion, to me, it's the Lion of Judah
Me
or
too.
Yahudim. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So
Thank
I'm
you.
not, I mean, Christina, if you disagree, speak up. That's my opinion, which is not
Right.
working.
I think the one I think the one verse that sticks out to me, and I can't remember exactly where, but
Great image.
we're not to make carved images of anything, whether it's an animal, it's
But to
but to worship
worship,
it. Right, right. And we
she's
don't,
not. I
right.
think decorations are fine. I,
Yeah.
it says a picture. You're not supposed to draw a picture.
Right.
I just, I think he's speaking of not decorating your home, right? But if like the Buddha image, that's a
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
images that reflect gods or pictures that reflect Yahusha, right?
Mhm.
Because it's out of your own mind because, right? I don't think he's saying if you have a beloved pet, if you have a statue or a picture of your pet, I think that's fine. Is it a graven image? Yes, but it's not being worshipped. It's not of a god per se. Don't you think that's what he's meaning?
Yeah, I would say so. Um,
Otherwise, you can't have pictures of yourself in your home, your family, pictures of, yeah, you have to understand what he's saying. He's
right.
like, yeah,
Yeah, we don't want to be building fences around the law, which unfortunately that is what happens, right?
right.
So, but that one I think I want to look a little bit more into, but it's a graven image is what is spoken of, and I don't know where it's at right away in scripture.
Yeah, that's
Um,
actually in Exodus 20. But
okay.
a graven image means an idolatrous
Yes.
image,
Yeah.
not just an animal or just,
Right.
it
Right.
means you are doing it in a way because you are holding it up as worthy of worship because
Mhm.
it's your idol, it's your God, it's, you know,
Right. Right. Yep.
I've
I
had
mean,
a lot of questions because I'm an artist. So I've painted, I've created lots of different things and sold. And my house is full of art. But I know when I come to Torah, I prayed, Father, anything that you do not want me to have that offends you, please show me so I can get rid of it. And I got rid of tons and tons of stuff. And I will pray periodically and ask him, is there anything in here that offends you? If there is, please put it in my mind. And so far, I don't see anything left. I'm sure there might be something somewhere, but nothing big enough that he's revealed it. So I think
yeah,
we have to pray about that too and have it revealed because it was originally revealed to me what
yeah,
to
Yeah.
get rid of.
I am also artistic and I love to draw. I love to color. I love to
Mm-hmm.
paint. In fact, I've got paintings that I did sitting up in my living room, but I'm not convicted for having those. It's not a graven image for one.
Uh-huh.
It's just creativity, and uh, I'm not worshiping it or anything. It's just Yah made us to be creative.
Exactly. And I
Right.
went a long time and didn't paint when I first come to Torah because I was afraid that I was doing something wrong. And I had different people say, well, you're gifted. He gifted you with the arts to be
Mhm.
able to paint and make furniture and do I sewed and made jumpers and all kinds of things. And, um, I
well,
felt that was
okay.
okay.
Yeah, and I completely think it's fun. Think about the temple itself. It has cherubim carved on the doors.
Yep.
Yes.
That's not a graven image, and everybody will know who they are, what they are, but they're not to be worshipped, Yah and Yah alone, right?
Yes. Right.
But that if that's not a graven image, you see what I mean? Graven meaning you hold it up in an idolatrous light.
I
Yeah.
know for myself, I had some beautiful little cat statues, and when I was going through praying about what to get rid of and what not to get rid of, that when I looked at those cat statues, I was reminded how they were worshipped in Egypt, and for me, I just went ahead and threw them out. Now I can't see what Gina is talking about, but that was just in my
Here,
experience what I
I'll
had.
take my camera. I'll take my camera up close and show you. I have a replica of the Qumran scale. I don't know if you can you see that?
Oh yeah,
I
that's
have
Oh,
neat.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a replica of the Qumran sundial,
Sundial. Wow.
and then I have my shofar and my menorah and my lion. So, and then I have a lot of botanical art on the wall and stuff like that. Gotcha. Hopefully, you can see that.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful, but if anybody finds scriptural proof I'm wrong, I would like to know. But to
Right.
And I,
me,
I don't,
it's the
I don't
lion.
think the lion was ever worshipped that I can recall through history. Did any group ever worship the lion?
Well, if anybody finds out that it's wrong, I'll be the first one to throw it in the trash, and I won't hesitate. I've done thousands of dollars worth of trash.
Oh, you
That's
know,
why I brought it up. It's because I want to be in line with him. And if it's wrong and anybody can find proof of it, I'll get rid of everything on my walls if I need to.
yeah.
Well, it's in the heavens too, and the stars.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right, are we ready for 68?
Yep.
All right. And the bright 12th waters which you have seen, this is the word. For after these things, a time will come when your people will fall into distress, so that they will all run the risk of perishing together. Nevertheless, they will be saved, and their enemies will fall in their presence, and they will have in due time much joy. And at that time, after a short interval, Zion will again be rebuilt, and its offerings will again be restored, and the priests will return to their ministry, and also the nations will come to glorify it. Nevertheless, not fully as in the beginning, but it will come to pass after these things there will be the fall of many nations. These are the bright waters which you have seen. And that sounds like something that is coming up. We've got another bright water that's coming. Just we're not going to see it yet for a few more years. So I can't wait for that temple to be built and everybody going to worship Yahuwah. I mean,
It's
I
about
wish we
time,
could do
huh?
that now. Yeah.
You know, it'll be really, really nice someday when everybody's back and then just look at them and say, do you miss Christmas? Do you miss Thanksgiving? Do you, and you know they won't. And they'll start laughing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
And right, and the children born into it will be like, what's that?
yeah, what are y'all talking about? Well, they'll probably have been taught and won't believe it that we were this dumb.
Yeah. Oh, they'll be so much smarter. Ah.
So do you think that the bright water is when Yahusha returns
Yes,
in this chapter? Okay.
yes, yes. Because he will be ruling.
Well, she said in this chapter.
Oh, and
So
this,
I don't think so in this chapter because in verse 6 and 7, nevertheless, not fully as in the beginning, right? And then it goes on to say, but it will come to pass after these things, there will be be the fall of many nations. So don't you think this was the Ezra and Nehemiah temple that was built and then the nations came again, so Messiah would come?
well, I'm also seeing it as toward the end also of the Millennial Reign because they too will fall.
Yeah, that's true. That's true because when Satan's released, yeah,
So it's
yeah,
dual. I would say
yeah.
dual. Okay, chapter 69. For the last waters which you have seen, which were darker than all that were before them, those which were after the 12th number, which were collected together, belong to the whole world. For the Most High made division from the beginning, because he alone knows what will befall. For as to the enormities and the impieties which should be worked before him, he foresaw 6 kinds of them. And of the good works of the righteous which should be accomplished before him, he foresaw 6 kinds of them beyond those which he should work at the consummation of the age. On his account, there were not black waters with black, nor bright with bright, for it is the consummation. Hmm. I'm not sure what 6 kinds he's talking about, but maybe in the 70 we'll find out what.
Six kinds of
I did look that up and it said morally right works. So I didn't give a long definition, but morally right works, what I found. Maybe good times.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think what's tripping me up is not black waters with black, nor bright water, or nor bright with bright, for it is the consummation. And the consummation of time, as I see it, is the destruction of all that is evil. Because we've seen that in scripture, right? The consummation of time. Everything culminates. And of
The
course,
only thing that I'm like, if I was reading this by myself, the division from the beginning, could it be like the 6,000 years chopped up? I don't know. Those that came out of every age. But I don't know what the mixture here is.
This was kind of
Chapter 70 says that like it gives the interpretation for the last black
Oh, let's keep
waters.
reading.
I got about early. The only thing in the mail is the things that mine for Kimberly Perry. Okay.
okay, I'll go ahead and move on to chapter 70, unless anybody else has something they want to add. Therefore, hear the interpretation of the last black waters which are to come. This is the word. Behold, the days come, and it will be when the time of the age has ripened, and the harvest of its evil and good seeds has come, that the mighty one will bring on the earth and its inhabitants and its rulers perturbation of spirit and stupor of heart, and they will hate one another and provoke one another to fight. And the mean will rule over the honorable, and those of low degree will be extolled above the famous, and the many will be delivered into the hands of the few. And those who are nothing will rule over the strong, and the poor will have abundance beyond the rich, and the impious will exalt themselves above the heroic. And the wise will be silent, and the foolish will speak. Neither will the thought of men be then confirmed, nor the counsel of the mighty, nor will the hope of those who hope be confirmed. And when those things which were predicted have come to pass, then confusion will fall on all men. And some of them will fall in battle, and some of them will perish in anguish, and some of them will be destroyed by their own. Then the peoples of the Most High, whom he has prepared before, will come and make war with the leaders that will then be left. And it will come to pass that whoever gets safe out of the war will die in the earthquake, and whoever gets safe out of the earthquake will be burned by the fire, and whoever gets safe out of the fire will be destroyed by famine. And it will come to pass that whoever of the victors and the vanquished gets safe out of and escapes all these things previously mentioned will be delivered in the hands of my servant Messiah, for all the earth will devour its inhabitants. Yeah, and we go to verse 4, and many will be delivered into the hands of the few. That kind of sounds like today. We've got oligarchs ruling the world, and we are the many.
And then in verse 4, it's almost like pointing to the future. Those who were nothing will rule over the strong. That sounds like bride. And the
Yeah,
poor will have abundance beyond the rich. But then in it, there's those lines there. I don't know. And then it goes into the impious will exalt themselves above the heroic. Yeah. So who knows? But I don't really foresee between now and then that those nothing ruling over the strong, the beast power is coming in, right? And
yeah,
the poor will have abundance beyond the rich. Only the only those ruling families are going to have money when this, like, not much longer, right? So that's kind of confusing.
You know what's really interesting? I didn't know if you guys knew this, but they're trying to create contracts that go beyond and into the millennium so they don't lose anything. But what they
Like
don't
that,
understand, yeah.
that's not going to be honored.
Oh no, nope. But
But you
yeah,
signed right here on the line.
yeah, well, Father's taking care of that right now. He is in the midst.
It's called the Jubilee, all debts.
Mhm.
Yep, all
Here,
canceled.
Yeah.
read, it is written here.
Oh, but they'll try, right?
Oh yeah. There's a new king in town, so get used to it.
A new sheriff.
But this does sound like the very last week of the tribulation before Yahusha comes.
Yeah.
Whoever gets safe out of the earthquake will be burned by fire. I mean, if it's not one thing, it's going to be something else that gets them. And whoever makes it through all of that, then they're
Will
delivered
fall
into the
into the
hands of
hands of
Messiah.
Yahusha. Yeah.
Yep, the
It's like it
survivors.
keeps getting worse. It's best if you don't make it out of it. If you don't
Yep.
repent. Yeah.
All right, chapter 71. And the Holy Land will have mercy on its own, and it will protect its inhabitants at that time. This is the vision which you have seen, and this is the interpretation. For I have come to tell you these things because your prayer has been heard with the Most High. So it would seem to me that this vision that Baruch had seen is all 6,000 years from then on up to the time that Messiah returns. Chapter 72. Now also here regarding the bright lightning which is to come at the consummation after these black waters, this is the word. After the signs have come of which you were told before, when the nations become turbulent and the time of my Messiah is come, he will both summon all the nations, and some of them he will spare, and some of them he will slay. Therefore these things will come on the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which does not know Israel and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob will indeed be spared. And this because some out of every nation will be subjected to your people. But all those who have ruled over you or have known you will be given up to the sword. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Every nation which does not know Israel and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob will indeed be spared.
Well, that can't be many, if
Nope.
any. Think about it. And it goes, you have to, so back to our founding fathers, we know who they are, Freemasons and all that. Don't you think they knew who the Israelites were?
I believe they absolutely did.
I do too. That's my point.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be very few people, very few survivors coming out of that. I mean, when you think about what's happening now, people, the oligarchs pitting people against people through the guise of race, you know, that's I guess that's an agenda in itself that even though they may not have known who Israel was, they are or is, they are trotting them down because it could be anybody. Okay, chapter 73. And it came to pass when he has brought low everything that is in the world, and has sat down in peace for the age on the throne of his kingdom, that joy will then be revealed, and rest will appear, and then healing will descend in dew, and disease will withdraw, and anxiety and anguish and lamentation will pass from among men, and gladness will proceed through the whole earth. And no one will die untimely again, nor will any adversity suddenly befall. And judgments and abusive talk and contentions and revenges and blood and passions and envy and hatred and whatever things are like these will go into condemnation when they are removed. For it is these very things which have filled this world with evils. And on account of these, the life of man has been greatly troubled, and wild beasts will come from the forest and minister to men, and asps and dragons will come forth from their holes to submit themselves to a little child, and women will no longer then have pain when they bear, nor will they suffer torment when they yield the fruit of the womb. Wow. That would have been really nice.
Yeah, I just don't think we can imagine how it's gonna be in the millennium.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful, awesome. Just, yeah. Chapter 74. And it will come to pass in those days that the reapers will not grow weary, nor those that build the toil worn, for the workers will of themselves speedily advance, together with those who do them in much tranquility. For that time is the consummation of that which is corruptible, and the beginning of that which is not corruptible. Therefore, those things which were predicted will belong to it. Therefore, it is far away from evils and near to those things which do not die. This is the bright lightning which came after the last dark waters. So it seems to me that this is saying that there is definitely an increase in knowledge. And besides the little wooden shacks that we build for ourselves today, we're going to be building some things that are going to be really beautiful. That's why I've always wanted to know, what can man do without any help from the angels, right? What can he do? Use his creativity. Because when you think about it, man has been suppressed with his creativity. Unless, of course, you're working for the dark arts these days, but
Yeah.
and creating for the fallen angels. But I think about my daughter, who is a natural musician and songwriter. She can't get anywhere in this world because her natural ability is not appreciated by oligarchs unless she sells her soul, right? That's basically what it is for anybody these days. So I think the beauty of man being able to come to his fullness for the first time is going to be a sight to behold. And it just makes me wonder, what is that world going to look like? It's going to be so amazing. What can man do? And it'll be done in righteousness. Chapter 75.
I just want to mention real fast, I think it's interesting. He talks about coming like lightning, and of course, scripture refers to Yahusha's return. He will flash like lightning, you know.
Yep. Chapter 75. And I answered and said, who can understand, O Yahuwah, your goodness? For it is incomprehensible. Or who can search into your compassions, which are infinite? Or who can comprehend your intelligence? Or who is able to recount the thoughts of your mind? Or who of those who are born can hope to come to those things, unless he is one to whom you are merciful and gracious? Because assuredly, if you do not have compassion on man, those who are under your hand, under your right hand, they could not come to those things, but those who are in the numbers named can be called. But if indeed we who exist know why we have come and submit ourselves to him who brought us out of Egypt, we will come again and remember those things which have passed and will rejoice regarding that which has been. But if now we do not know why we have come and do not recognize the principate of him who brought us up out of Egypt, we will come again and seek after those things which have been now and be grieved with pain because of those things which have befallen. Chapter 76. And he answered and said to me, inasmuch as the revelation of this vision has been interpreted to you as you requested, hear the word of the Most High, that you may know what is to befall you after these things. For you will surely depart from this world, nevertheless not to death, but you will be preserved to the consummation of things. Ooh, that sounds like the bride. And you know what? Well, I'll tell you later. Therefore, go up to the top of the mountain, and there will pass before you all the regions of that land, and the figure of the inhabited world, and the top of the mountains, and the depths of the valleys, and the depths of the seas, and the number of the rivers, that you may see what you are leaving and to where you are going. Now this will befall after 40 days. Therefore, go now during these days and instruct the people so far as you are able, that they may learn so as not to die at the last time, but may learn in order that they may live at the last times. Okay, so this is what this reminds me of. This reminds me of Matthew chapter 16. And um it also reminds me of Second Kings. Let's see. Actually, it's not Matthew. Let's see. Yes, it is. Matthew 16:28. Truly I say to you, there are some standing here who shall not taste death until they see the Son of Adam coming in his reign. I believe, because I've been going through this myself, I believe that through the ages that the bride has been taken up without dying. And we just read it here in Baruch. We just read it here in Baruch, and we saw it again with Elijah.
What he's talking about, though, Christina, is not dying at the second death. So as to not die at the last time. What is the last time?
The last time is the millennial, or not the millennial reign, it's the final
Great White.
judgment.
Right. That's what he's saying.
I'm just not saying that, because when I read also Elijah was taken up too. And he didn't die.
Yeah, I completely don't agree with that. And that's fine. We can disagree, but all through Adam, all come death to all men. Y'all never says all and then backs off. There he is no respecter of persons. So that Matthew 16:28, that was the Mount of Transfiguration. They were able to see those fellows in the kingdom before they died. So I completely disagree.
Okay. Well, I still think about Paul, though, because Paul even says that Enoch was transfigured. Enoch was transfigured.
Jubilees also says Enoch died. Uh, even the bride that is protected throughout the entire tribulation, she dies before she's resurrected. her body literally dies. So I don't, there is no evidence anybody has, they've all died.
Then I guess the bride who is taken up, she dies too.
Absolutely. It says that. Her body dies, but her soul is turned to spirit in a twinkling of an eye.
Gave up corruption.
But that's not until the day that Yahusha comes, though.
Well, sure, but your body still dies. She's gonna die. Her body, all flesh. The wages of sin is
Is
death.
death. Right.
All die. Period.
Yeah, because you would be going against scripture would be contradicting itself if
Right.
everybody did not die.
Very, very much scripture. What he's saying right here is you will not, and he says over and over, do not fear man who can only kill the body. When Yah talks about death, he means death of body and soul. I agree with you, the bride, her soul is never destroyed. That's the point. That is the point of everlasting life. The body dies. The body absolutely dies. The soul is never destroyed. And she is resurrected at the first resurrection. All other souls are judged. Some also never die, the ones who make it in the Great White Throne Judgment, but all flesh dies, all men die. Elijah was flesh, Enoch was flesh. They died. They absolutely died. It's in Jubilees, Enoch died. Elijah was translated, just like the bride will be translated somewhere on earth. He sent letters to kings. But anyway, I won't go on and belabor the point, but there's too many scriptures that are contradicted to say that some folks never died.
Okay.
And as far as the disciples, if you keep reading, it goes into the Mount of Transfiguration. And it's right there, right after that. And that's what he was speaking of in Matthew 17. And then he tells them in verse 9, do not tell the vision. And he even told them it was a vision. Now, like all visions, I think they were shown the truth, right? He can take you into the future, whatever, in a vision. Tell the vision to no one until the Son of Man is risen from the dead. So that's who, and it was Peter, James, and John. And we know for a fact those three died. But
Well,
what did we see?
we don't know for a fact that John died.
Yeah,
All men die.
We don't
There's
have to agree. We already said that. So, yeah.
okay. Are we ready for chapter 77? And
You
I
might
believe,
you
sorry.
you might just want to stop halfway just because it's an extra long one.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay,
Just a suggestion.
yeah. I'll stop at 13. And I, Baruch, went there and came to the people and assembled them together from the greatest to the least, and said to them, hear, you sons of Israel, behold how many you are who remain of the 12 tribes of Israel. For to you and to your fathers Yahuwah gave a law more excellent to all peoples. And because your brothers transgressed the commandments of the Most High, he brought vengeance on you and on them. And he did not spare the former. And the latter he also gave unto captivity, and he did not leave a residue of them, But behold, you are here with me. If therefore you direct your ways correctly, you also will not depart as your brothers departed. But they will come to you, for he is merciful whom you worship, and he is gracious in whom you hope, and he is true, so that he will do good and not evil. Have you not seen here and has befallen Zion? Or do you perhaps think that the place had sinned, and that on this account it was overthrown, or that the land had worked foolishness, and that therefore it was delivered up? And do you not know that on account of you who sinned, that which did not sin was overthrown, and on account of those who worked wickedly, that those did not work foolishness was delivered up to enemies? And the whole people answered and said to me, so far as we can recall the good things which the Mighty One has done to us, we do recall them. And those things which we do not remember, he in his mercy knows. Nevertheless, do this for us, your people. Also write to our brothers in Babylon a letter of doctrine and a scroll of hope, that you may confirm them also before you depart from us. You want me to just go ahead and go forward?
Sure.
Okay. For the shepherds of Israel have perished, and the lamps which gave light are extinguished, and the fountains have withheld their stream from which we used to drink. And we are left in the darkness, and amid the trees of the forest, and the thirst of the wilderness. And I answered and said to them, shepherds and lamps and fountains come from the law. And though we depart, yet the law abides. If therefore you have respected to the law, if you have respect to the law and are intent on wisdom, a lamp will not be wanting, and a shepherd will not fail, and a fountain will not dry up. Nevertheless, as you said to me, I will also write to your brothers in Babylon, and I will send by means of men, and I will write in like manner in the 9.5 tribes, and send by means of a bird. And it came to pass on the 21st in the 8th month that I, Baruch, came and sat down under the oak under the shadow of the branches, and no man was with me, but I was alone. And I wrote these 2 letters. One I sent by an eagle to the 9.5 tribes, and the other I sent to those that were at Babylon by means of these 3 men. And I called the eagle and spoke these words to it. The Most High has made you that you should be higher than all birds. And now go and do not tarry in any place, nor enter a nest, nor settle on any tree, until you have passed over the breadth of many waters of the Euphrates River, and have gone to the people that dwell there, and cast down this letter to them. Remember, moreover, that at that time of the deluge, Noah received from a dove the fruit of the olive, when he sent it forth from the ark. Yes, also the ravens ministered to Elijah, bearing him food as they had been commanded. Solomon also, in the time of his kingdom, wherever he wished to send or seek for anything, commanded a bird, and it obeyed him as he commanded it. And now do not let it weary you, and do not turn to the right hand nor the left, but fly and go by a direct way, that you may preserve the command of the Mighty One, according as I spoke to you.
Okay, I'll be the one to ask the dumb question. What does he mean by 9.5 tribes
Very small group.
versus
Well, 9.5.
Right.
So Judah, Benjamin, and then half of Levi was left to be considered Yahudim. So doesn't that 9.5 and 2.5? Yeah, that's 12. Yeah. So Benjamin always went wherever the Yahudim went. And then half the Levites were split. Half stayed with the Yahudim and half went with the northern tribe. I think all that's in Kings somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I find it interesting too that he sent it by an eagle. And for some reason it takes me back to today um where a lot of Ephraim, which would be considered the 9.5 tribes, all conglomerate by Ephraim, or represented by Ephraim, live in the land with the eagle as the mascot. But that's just what I think of. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and I'll start in 78. These are the words of that letter which Baruch the son of Neriah sent to the 9.5 tribes which were across the river Euphrates, in which these things were written. Thus says Baruch the son of Neriah to the brothers carried into captivity. Mercy and peace. I bear in mind, my brothers, the love of him who created us, who loved us from of old, and never hated us, but above all educated us. And truly I know that, behold, all of us, the 12 tribes, are bound by one bond, inasmuch as we are born from one Father. For what reason I have been more careful to leave you the words of this letter before I die, that you may be comforted regarding the calamities which have come on you, and that you may also be grieved regarding the evil that has befallen your brothers. And again, also that you may justify his judgment which he has decreed against you, that you should be carried away captive. For what you have suffered is disproportioned to what you have done, in order that at the last times you may be found worthy of your fathers. Therefore, if you consider that you have now suffered those things for your good, that you may not finally be condemned and tormented, then you will receive continuous hope. If above all you destroy from your heart vain error, on account of which you departed hence. For if you do these things, he will continually remember you. He will always promise on our behalf to those who were more excellent than we, that he will never forget or forsake us, but with much mercy will again gather together those who were dispersed. Okay, chapter 79. Now, my brothers, first learn what befell Zion, how that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up against us. For we have sinned against him who made us, and we have not kept the commandments which he commanded us. Yet he has not disciplined us as we deserved. For what befell you, we also suffer in preeminent degree, for it befell us also. Kind of like the curses that fall to the third and fourth generations, right? And those curses keep accumulating right up to the end unless we repent. Chapter 80. And now, my brothers, I make known to you that when the enemy had surrounded the city, the messengers of the Most High were sent, and they overthrew the fortifications of the strong wall, and they destroyed the firm iron corners which could not be rooted out. Nevertheless, they hid all the vessels of the sanctuary, lest the enemy should get possession of them. And when they had done these things, they delivered thereon to the enemy the overthrown wall, and the plundered house, and the burnt temple, and the people who were overcome because they were delivered up, lest the enemy should boast and say, thus by force we have been able to lay waste even the house of the Most High in war. They have also bound your brothers and led them away to Babylon, and have caused them to dwell there. But we have been left here, being very few. This is the tribulation which I wrote to you. But assuredly I know that the consolation of the inhabitants of Zion consoles you. So far as you knew that it was prospered, your consolation was greater than the tribulation which you endured in having to depart from it. Chapter 81. But regarding consolation, hear the word. For I was mourning regarding Zion, and I prayed for mercy from the Most High. And I said, how long will these things endure for us? And will these calamities always come on us? And the Mighty One did according to the multitude of his mercies, and the Most High according to the greatness of his compassion. And he revealed to me the word that I might receive consolation. And he showed me visions that I should not again endure anguish. And he made known to me the mysteries of the times, and he showed me the advent of the hours. Chapter 82. Therefore, my brothers, I have written to you that you may comfort yourselves regarding the multitude of your tribulations. For know that our Maker will assuredly avenge us on all our enemies, according to all that they have done to us. Also that the consummation of which the Most High will make is very near, and his mercy that is coming, and the consummation of his judgment, is by no means far off. For behold, we see now the multitude of the prosperity of the nations, though they act impiously, but they will be like a vapor, and we behold the multitude of their power. Though they do wickedly, but they will be made like to a drop. And we see the firmness of their might, though they resist the Mighty One every hour, but they will be accounted as spittle. And we consider the glory of their greatness, though they do not keep the statutes of the Most High, but they will pass away as smoke, and we meditate on the beauty of their gracefulness, though they do have to do with pollutions, although they have to do with pollutions, but as grass that withers, they will fade away, and we will consider the strength of their cruelty. Though they do not remember the end, but as a wave that passes, they will be broken. And we remark regarding the boastfulness of their might, though they deny the beneficence of Yahuwah who gave it to them, but they will pass away as a passing cloud. Chapter 83. For the Most High will assuredly hasten his times, and he will assuredly bring on his hours, and he will assuredly judge those who are in his world, and will visit in truth all things by means of all their hidden works. And he will assuredly examine the secret thoughts, and that which is laid up in the secret chambers of all the members of male, and will make manifest in the presence of all with reproof. Let none, therefore, of these present things ascend into your hearts, but above all, let us be expectant, because that which is promised to us will come. And let us not now look to the delights of the nations in the present, but let us remember what has been promised to us in the end. For the end of the times and the seasons and whatever is with them will assuredly pass by together. Moreover, the consummation of the age will then show the great might of its ruler, when all things come to judgment. Therefore, prepare your hearts for that which before you believed, lest you come to be in bondage in both worlds, so that you be led away captive here and be tormented there. For that which exists now, or which has passed away, or which is to come, in all these things, neither is the evil fully evil, nor again the good fully good. For all healthinesses of this time are turned into diseases, and all the might of this time is turning into weakness, and all the force of this time is turning into impudence, and every energy of youth is turned into old age and consummation. And every beauty of gracefulness of this time is turning faded and hateful, and every proud dominion of the present is turning into humiliation and shame. And every praise of the glory of this time is turning into the shame of silence, and every vain splendor and insolence of this time is turning into voiceless ruin, and every delight and joy of this time is turning to worms and corruption. And every clamor of the pride of this time is turning into dust and stillness. And every possession of riches of this time is being turned into Sheol alone. And all the plunder of passion of this time is turning into involuntary death. And every passion of the lusts of this time is turning into a judgment of torment. And every artifice and craftiness of this time is turning into a proof of the truth. And every sweetness of ointments of this time is turning into judgments and condemnation, and every love of lying is turning into insult through truth, Since therefore all these things are done now, does anyone think that they will not be avenged? But the consummation of all things will come to the truth. Chapter 84. Behold, I have therefore made known to you these things while I live, for I have said it, that you should learn the things that are excellent. For the Mighty One has commanded me to instruct you. And I will set before you some of the commandments of his judgment before I die. Remember that formerly Moses assuredly called the heavens and earth to witness against you, and said, if you transgress the law, you will be dispersed, but if you keep it, you will be kept. And other things he also used to say to you when you, the 12 tribes, were together in the desert. And after his death, you cast them away from you. On this account that came on you what had been predicted. And now Moses used to tell you before they befell you, and behold, they have befallen you, for you have forsaken the law. Behold, I also say to you after you have suffered, that if you obey those things which have been said to you, you will receive from that mighty one whatever has been laid up and reserved for you. Moreover, this letter be for a testimony between me and you, that you may remember the commandments of the mighty one, and that there may also be a defense for me in the presence of him who sent me. And remember the law in Zion, and the holy land in your brothers, and the covenant of your fathers. And do not forget the festivals and the Sabbaths. And deliver this letter in the traditions of the law to your sons after you, as your fathers also delivered them to you. And at all times make requests perseveringly, and pray diligently with your whole heart, that the mighty one may be reconciled to you, and that he may not reckon the multitude of your sins, but remember the rectitude of your fathers. For if he does not judge us according to the multitudes of his mercies, woe to all of us who are born. Okay, chapter 85. Know moreover that in former times and in generations of old our fathers had helpers, righteous men and holy prophets, but no longer. We were in our own land, and they helped us when we sinned, and they prayed for us to him who made us, because they trusted in our works, and the mighty one heard their prayer and was gracious to us. But now the righteous have been gathered, and the prophets have fallen asleep. And we have also gone forth from the land, and Zion has been taken from us. And we have nothing now except the mighty one and his law. If therefore we direct and dispose our hearts, we will receive everything that we lost, and much better things that we lost by many times. For what have we lost was to corruption, and what we will receive will not be corruptible. Moreover, I also have written thus to your brothers to Babylon, and I also may attest to them those very things. And let all those things previously mentioned always be before your eyes, because we are still in the spirit and the power of our liberty. Again, moreover, the Most High is also long-suffering toward us here, and he has shown us that which is to be, and has not concealed from us what will befall in the end. Therefore, before judgment exacts its own, and truth that which is its due, let us prepare our soul that we may enter into possession of, and not be taken possession of, and that we may hope and not be put to shame, and that we may rest with our fathers and not be tormented with our enemies. And the strength of the creation is already exhausted, and the advent of the times is very short. Yes, they have passed by, and the pitcher is near to the cistern, and the ship to the port, and the course of the journey to the city, and life to consummation. And again, prepare your souls, so that when you sail and ascend from the ship, you may also have rest and not be condemned when you depart. For behold, when the Most High will bring to pass all these things, there will not again be there an opportunity for returning, nor to a limit to the times, nor adjournment to the hours, nor change of the ways, nor place for prayer, nor sending of petitions, nor receiving of knowledge, nor giving of love, nor place of conversion, nor supplication for offenses, nor intercession of the fathers, nor prayer of the prophets, nor help of the righteous. There is the sentence of corruption, the way of fire, and the path which brings to Gehenna. On this account there is one law by one age, and at an end for all who are in it. Then he will preserve those to whom he finds he may be gracious, and at that same time destroy those who are polluted with sins. Chapter 86. When therefore you receive this my letter, read it in your congregations with care, and meditate thereon above all on the days of your fasts, and bear in mind by means of this letter, as I also bear you in mind, and always farewell. Chapter 87. And it came to pass when I ended all the words of this letter, and had written it sedulously to its close, then I folded it and sealed it carefully, and bound it to the neck of the eagle, and dismissed it, and sent it. Here ends the scroll of Baruch, the son of Neriah.
Whoa. So chapter 84, this is Moses, 1335 and 11:1. And then we go into 85, his bride being rescued. And then after that, there's no opportunity for return after that. I mean, just reading it, verses 12 to the end of chapter 85, it's very scary.
Linda, did you say 1181, 1335, and
I was just saying that, chapter 84, that's like 11:1, which is the 1335.
okay, 11:1. Okay.
Mhm.
I kind of look at chapter 85 there. 13, the sentence, the way of that's the Great White Throne Judgement there. So, yeah. So there's still a way of repentance until then. Not for the bride, I get that, but for people in general, I think.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Mm-hmm. The very end. Right up to the very end.
Hmm.
So I guess now this letter that Baruch had written, this is another thing to be looking at on Yom Kippur.
Mhm. Our best days.
Yes, aren't there specific fast days that we do? Not just Yom Kippur, but the the fast of the 5th month, and aren't there certain months that I recall? I can't remember exactly what months, but I remember there's supposed to be a fast in certain months.
Those I think were those are the Jewish fasts.
Okay.
And yeah, and um they're
Like
somebody
the
put in
ninth of
Zechariah 7.
yeah. the ninth of anyway, basically, and then he told them, had you obeyed me, you wouldn't be doing that junk,